Yo, what it do, man? This is your boy North End Floyd. This is episode 146, man, on the Kickback podcast, man. I appreciate everybody that's rocking out with your boy. Right now, we're Facebook Live, we're YouTube Live. I think we're LinkedIn also, or linked live and everything. So, y'all can watch it on all those. And also, we streaming on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, such and such, whatever you can watch this stuff. So anyway, man, we got a dope show tonight. Um, we got some guests that y'all very familiar with, and we finna talk about the entertainment industry. Is it ruining love? Is it killing black love? All that, you know what I'm saying? And we got some more dope topics. So, like, man, like I said, I always say, if y'all disagree with anything that we present, man, you could just hit the number down below, man. You know what I'm saying? 409 233 0017, man. And you know what I'm saying? You can rock out with us, man. We could do it like that. So, man, let me go ahead and bring the guest on in, man. What it do, Brad? What it do, Ken?
What's up?
Erica, man? What's up with y'all, man?
Nothing much. It's Friday night.
Yeah, it's Friday, man. What y'all drinking though?
I don't even know what it is. It's not in English. I know it's a Latin alcohol like tequila or something, but on the rocks with some mineral water.
Okay, tequila with the mineral water. Okay, all right. I ain't gonna lie, I'm drinking a little water today. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I'm vibing today, man. I ain't finna, get all crazy and wild with it today, man. So, Ken, what you got, man?
Bro, I ain't got nothing much, bro. I'm trying to eat differently, man. I'm on like a little diet, bro. I ain't gonna drink for a while. Just try to do water and juice. Cut back on my
Okay.
salt intake, bro.
Yeah, I need to cut back on my salt intake also, man. I've been drinking a lot of water and stuff, working out and doing that and stuff. So, Brad, what's good with you, man?
Chilling, man. The anti-thought program coming soon. The return of Flames Radio is coming soon. I'm very happy about that because I don't know if you noticed, but on my unpopular honesty, I have to moderate and filter what I say. But on Flames Radio, there is no filter.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, what exactly is Flames Radio, man? Because I be seeing you post that like every Friday.
Well, Friday is the day that my brother passed. And since he left this earth, I have turned every Friday into Flames Friday to honor him. And in honor of him, I started a radio show back in 2021 called Flames Radio. And it was basically just a platform for me to say whatever it is I felt like I needed to say and play music in the middle of it. And then it went on a hiatus, and that's when I created Unpopular Honesty to take that place. But now Flames Radio is coming back. So I'm very happy about that. Get ready because I'm finna say a whole bunch of stuff that's finna have a whole bunch of people mad.
Shit, man.
Don't get ready.
That's what's up, man. So anyway, man, let's rock out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but the show is called the entertainment industry destroying relationships, man. So let's go ahead and start with that topic, man. Brad, I know you very vocal because you said you have the what's the mixtape you got coming out, the album you said you got coming out that's dropping.
It's called an anti-thought program, and it was made to combat all the thought culture noise pollution that is all around us. And because I feel like men wasn't saying nothing. If you notice in rap right now, all the men sound like women, and all the women sound like men, and there's no response to what all these thought records, all this. There's no response to it. Nobody's saying nothing. It's almost like they're acting like it don't exist. So I'm finna take the gloves off and be brutal.
Yeah,
real brutal. So anti-thought program. Get ready to get your jaws tight. Get ready to be upset.
Ken, what do you think about the entertainment industry, man, and what it's doing to relationships? Does it have an influence on it? What you think about that?
Dog, it has a major influence on it. I kind of echo what Brad said. I mean, you got more women right now dominating the airwaves. You got more women talking about, they talking like men. They talking about shit, showing they PUSS and, you know what I'm saying, who they effing, you know what I'm saying? What's them girls? City Girls? They talking like that. Yeah, City Girls started this. You know what I'm saying? You got Back in the day, they had like Lil Kim, but that was just one. You got pretty much about 50 of them right now. All of them talking like that to young women.
Mm-hmm.
So the young women that's, you know what I'm saying, hearing this, they're acting like this in the streets. They're moving like this. So the dudes, like Cornbread said, there's no response to that. So men, we gravitate to this. Instead of a man like, nah, that ain't the type of woman that I'm dealing with. I don't want to deal with a woman moving like that. They talking to men like shit, like we the females. And
Yeah.
it's been going that way for some time, but now it's like full steam ahead. It's like back in the day, you kind of saw it, one or two or three or
Mm-hmm.
four,
Yeah.
but now it's coming in the mass. It's coming at 20, 30, 40 at
Yeah.
a time. You know what I'm saying? It was one or two back in school that was moving like that when we was in
Yeah.
school, but now it's a whole herd of them.
Yeah, when it was like one or two, like it was like Lil Kim and Foxy Brown,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then they died out, and then it was Trina, and
yeah.
then Trina kind of went away, and then now it's like boom, it's like 10 of them now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we finna gradually feed y'all one or two, and now we finna just give y'all the whole goddamn pie now and stuff.
Hey, bro, what's that song by Corey Ray or whatever? Women's are players too, or
Oh
something like
yeah,
that. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just one of the songs that they got out there like now. You know what I'm saying? And she, I mean, everything is so
Not
sex,
abuse.
huh?
She talking about the
Popped
comedy.
up. Sorry.
Okay, okay. But like I said, those are the type of women out there. You got Megan Thee Stallion, you got all these women are showing sexuality in a totally different way now, bro. They don't even have clothes on. They ass naked.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They showing their bodies off like is it man? I don't
What,
even
what
know.
what you think, Erica? Being a female, I mean, what do you? I mean, how do you feel about
So
how did because y'all? I mean, women are getting promoted. No, I mean, more in the rap industry. So
yeah, I mean, so I'm put that. I feel like the women who deserve to be promoted are not getting promoted. Like, because you have some good female artists
yes,
out
you do.
there. They're not going to compromise their integrity and stuff. Like, that's why I love listening to Spotify, or I'm always listening to the Color Show on like YouTube, because it's giving me different artists. Like, it's even gotten to the point to where like, I mean, I don't listen to Cardi. I don't listen to any mainstream rappers when it comes to like today's music choices. Like I'll even go back. Like I'm always gonna love Common. I'm always gonna love Most Def. Like I'm always gonna go old school. But when it comes to the new school stuff, like I'm just not in there, because I mean mumble rapping was like a whole trend and it was just there for a minute. And then now, like with women, you're starting to see that, I mean, sex is glorified and it gets numbers. And at the end of the day, if we really wanted to see something that was a bit more diversified, we would actually start giving more praise and shout outs to that. It's just like, with women getting their bodies and stuff done. And now they're starting to acknowledge natural women more. And then the whole phase of like BBLs and all that is kind of like, it's a cycle. It's just going away. So when it comes to women, to me personally, like this music, it's out there. I can't get with it. I just can't, because that's not how I am anyway.
And you know what? Even like with television shows, man, we talked about this before. We talked about how they used to have just good old television shows, man. Even in the comedy with Martin, Fresh Prince, the Cosby Show, In Living Color, Living Single. You know what I'm saying? Those was all shows that was like, you know what I'm saying? It was positive and stuff like that. It was funny, but it still had those positive things. And not every show now is just arguing, fighting, who can create more drama, even with the successful people on there. I don't know what happened right there, but even with the
Yeah.
successful people on there, like I think they have like a doctor show, like black
Married
female
to
doctor.
Medicine.
Yeah, Married to Medicine. And all they do is argue on there, bro. These are professional, educated women, and they still arguing on there like they don't have no degrees, like they didn't grind to get where they was and stuff like that. And they just kind of sold it out just for for the entertainment industry and for whatever kind of checks they get and stuff. So
I just need a writer's strike to end. I'm be honest, I'm so tired of these reality shows. And mind you, I've watched like all the Love and Hip Hops. Like I was there with New York. That was like the first one. And then like the Housewives, the original one was like back in like when it was in Miami. Like I get it. So oh, hey Simon. Oh sorry. So anyway, but for me, for the most part, like it's just, I need this writer strike to end. I just need it to end, because that's another reason why we have like such trash TV now. Like I'm in here binge watching Vampire Diaries. I'm going back to 2009.
Right.
Life was like a little bit better. Back then I was still broke. Yeah, I was still broke back then. But life
Hey,
was in college, living my life. But for the most part, yeah, no.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna just put it like this: the music industry is a direct correlation to what's going on in today's society. I mean, if you listen to the women, they're talking about, thought music. They talking about women empowerment, showing, sexuality. The men, like Cornbread said, are watered down. Ain't nobody really talking nothing positive. Ain't nobody really standing on their 10 toes. I mean, most men, you know what I'm saying, they talking about beat bullshit. I was about to cut the bullshit. Um, it's not too many guys like. I mean, I'm a Nas. I like Nas. I like Tupac and
No,
stuff like
especially on
that.
the album too.
But like I say, but those totally different type of artists than what we have with these Little Baby and all these other people. Oh, they were more conscious rappers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they didn't talk about, drugs and stuff, and they didn't cuss, but there was music that you can they had a meaning to it, a more deeper meaning. And, so at that time, the music reflected our society. Now today, our music is doing the same thing, but where we at today is in a bad place. The men don't have, it's like we don't hold a statue, no position no more. Like we don't even know our place in the world. That like the woman is on top of us. I mean, and
Uh,
I'm go ahead.
no, I was gonna ask Cornbread, him being an artist, uh, is it more difficult for good hip hop to overcome the bullshit out there?
Yeah, because unfortunately, it's not enough MCs and lyricists like myself to go around that would even the scale, so to speak. I mean, you have a public who has been programmed and conditioned to like bullshit. And and no matter what you do, you can go to them every day and say, hey, here goes some real stuff. They're not gonna listen to it because it's not in their, I guess it's not in it within their programming to listen to something different other than what they listen to already. So that part of it is making, and then the other half is the industry itself, and what it choose to, who they choose to sign, who they choose to put out, who to choose they put their money behind, because all this plays a role in it as well. Unfortunately, it's not, but I'm not gonna stop. I
Oh,
know that I'm gonna continue to keep ramming it down your throat.
Hey, Bread, and also I want to point out this: most of the people that's making the most money in the industry right now are dead. Most of the young rappers that's dead are the industry. They still making money off these artists. That record labels is making money, and you dead and gone. You got Mo3, you got what's the other dude name? Lil Dolph. All
Young
these
Dolph.
artists,
Yeah.
Young Dolph, yeah, all these artists is dead because of gun violence and something stupid, and they still making money. Their record still playing, and they steady collecting the check. And we sitting here, and like I said, don't even recognize that we killing ourselves, making them millions of dollars. And while we talking about killing each other, you know what I'm saying? These artists, and I think I heard Jadakiss say it, that the industry is getting paid off of them killing themselves.
Hmm.
They making so much money off of these young artists killing themselves, and also Nipsey Hussle as well.
I love Nip. You know what I'm saying? I always, I always show some Nip lyrics, man. Nip
I
was,
have a confession. I didn't know about Nipsey Hussle until the
yeah,
whole
a lot of people didn't. That's
and
cool
I was
though.
just like, oh, like, again, but this is just goes to the fact that the type of music I generally listen to, like hip hop is not my first
Hmm.
music option. But when I heard, I was like, oh, he was like a really great artist.
Shout out to my boy Chris Green. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna slide through there. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie right there. He be supporting the show too. You know what I'm saying? Trina. Shout out to Trina. You know what I'm saying? TRE, one of the dopest therapist in the area. She's a celebrity therapist. I always call her she's a celebrity therapist and stuff like that. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, as far as like Brad say, and how you said, Ken, how it used to be one or two artists that they used to spoon feed us. And
Yeah,
now as far as like male artists with like good content, that's kind of what they feeding us now. One or two artists, you know what I'm saying? You might have J. Cole who might drop, which he put a little few trap rappers on his new stuff or whatever. I don't know if he's trying to just,
right.
And I don't know why he did that.
I don't know if he's trying to get into
He
what
didn't.
was
He didn't
going
need
on.
it, dog. He was cold by himself. He didn't really need
Yeah,
nobody,
he putting 21 Savage and all these other cats on
But
his albums and stuff like that. So
but
He
all
brings
them
down the
rappers that y'all
quality of
talking
his
about,
music when he do that.
right? You got like Kendrick Lamar, all those rappers like that. They barely come out now, It's like they just went away for a minute. All this
Mm-hmm.
bullshit is taking over the airways, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Addison, man, he's been very communicative in the comments. He said, "Ask a woman a simple question like how you doing, and you're corny as hell. Say ski, and they falling for
What?
it." I think I got a song called "Ski" or
Hey,
whatever. I
hey,
don't know if I
hey,
said it
hey.
right, but
Let me ask him something,
I'm
man.
like, this giving low caliber. I'm not following it.
Hey, no, I'm gonna keep it simple.
I
I
hear what he's
understand what he's
saying.
saying.
I
I
understand
understand
what
what
he's
he's
I
saying.
saying.
understand what he's
Like
saying.
Okay.
if you speak to a chick and give her respect, like, hey, how you doing? All of a sudden they looking at you crazy or you corny or whatever because you giving respect. And just because a man speak to you don't mean he trying to holler at you, just being polite. And that to me is a certain area. I don't know if it's a 409 thing, go up close to Houston, but if you go to Houston, you speak, more likely some of them will speak back. But I know in Beaumont, if you was to speak to a chick and you say, hey, how you doing? They looking at you crazy and giving you attitude like you trying to holler and you only was just being nice, like, hey, how you doing? But if
Mhm.
you give them some bullshit, like old boy said, and they gonna feed off of that. They gonna respond totally with totally different energy. So
Then
mm,
you can't even open the door for somebody. They just go. They won't even say thank you. You open the door and they just walk straight through.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's just
worse for me.
mindset, bro. Mindset.
Erica, you ain't go Erica. So it's a guy open the door for you. You oh thank you, or you be like
I
oh
say thank you. Yeah. I mean, even then, even if I go out, I'm like, especially like when me and my best friend we out, we always joke because like there's never a moment where we not making new friends. Okay, and then making new friends, and here we are, like 2 weeks later,
look you.
all on the golf course or whatever. But what
Okay.
I mean by that is that like
Yes, tell
we're
us.
not rude or anything. The only time like if somebody approaches us incorrectly. So if you come and talk about ski he or whatever he was saying or something, no. I speak English. Hello, how are you doing? Things of that sort. Yeah, we'll have
And
a
you still
conversation.
not getting the number. That's what you say. Thank you, appreciate it, but you're
I
not getting the
mean,
number.
we'll be polite. We'll be polite. I mean, the one common thing they do now is Instagram. You can have the social, and
Oh,
then
you give out the Insta. You give out the IG.
I'll let them have the IG. Then we friend. Like to me, it's
See
like
to
okay,
get
you
our
put
numbers
yourself
up.
affiliate.
Let me get my IG numbers up right quick. You could get the IG.
Hey man, I once heard somebody say, man, that some of us was actually raised right. Not every man trying to holler at you. So
Right.
because you be respectful to a woman, that's really how it's supposed to be. But we didn't got so far away from respecting each other that women don't give men respect, but they'll give a nigga that disrespectful to them the respect versus a man that's giving you respect. You won't disrespect me when I
Some,
didn't respected you.
some.
But if I come at you in a disrespectful way, you gonna respect me then. And it's crazy because I didn't seen it. Nigga, your dude may say, oh damn, baby, you fine and motherfucker, or say something like that to you, or talking about your body or talking about your features versus a man just saying, hey, how you doing? And I'm not saying all, but it's a mindset of a lot of young women today that think just because a man speak to you, he corny or he lame, and he was only just being nice to you. But if I come at you in a disrespectful manner, if I treat you like, these thugs and hooligans out there, then all of a sudden you're gonna give me respect. Oh, I like him. Oh, I like why you like me because I just disrespected you. That don't make sense to me.
See,
But hey,
so see, my mindset has always been we at the end of the day are humans. We are meant to go out and interact and connect with one another on some level. Like there's always going to be like I can't tell you the number of people I've come across, and actually like when we joke about homeboys, Ken, a lot of guys have approached me, and I have like a good number of homeboys because we all developed great relationships. That's it. Clear like purely plutonic. But the thing was, is like even in the beginning when we all hung out, we saw it was good vibes. It was because they approached me correctly. Like if you don't come in a respectful manner, if you start doing this, say little mama, that's automatic X. Like we don't do that. Okay.
Say little
But
mamas don't.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah,
shorty,
yeah. No doubt. I feel that.
you
I
know
feel
what I
that
mean?
though.
So the thing is like it's natural for us to go out like organically. You're supposed to go and connect with different people in the world, like that you come in your everyday environment. From there, what happens? That is complicit between you and that person and where it takes you to. And that conversation, you're gonna be able to drive to say like, okay, I don't see myself like dating this person, or there isn't an attractive person, but they'd be a great friend. Or you know what, I'm interested in, and there have been people who have approached, like men who have approached me, and there has been initial interest, and then we, got to know each other a little bit better, and now like we're great friends, and there's no hard feelings. No, Ken, if he had the opportunity, he wouldn't get. No, it's not. It's none of that. That kind of thing. But it's natural for us to want to interact with people. That's what we should want to do. Although I stay in my house all day, but when I'm out, I'm social. I'm not standoffish.
Well,
Really?
I will say this too. It also depends on where you at, because you gotta understand, like, if you trying to speak to a chick and she's leaving a grocery store pushing a basket, and you come up from behind her or something, and a lot of women take that and don't know what your intention is. So you know what I'm saying. If you gotta talk to her in a place where it's kind of like it's a scary place for you to speak to a woman, like if you're out at a bar, a social spot, and you speak to her and she give you that, then you can say, nah, she just rude as hell. But if
Mhm.
she's in a spot where she's trying to take care of her business, she's trying to make groceries, she's trying to take care of children. There's certain places where certain times that's not a good time to speak to a woman. It's not a certain time to go interrupt her. So I think as men, we got to be more careful of where we speaking to these women at, because there's so much happening in the world.
Coming from a woman, that is not correct.
What you
It,
mean?
you can catch me at the grocery store. You can catch me at the nursery, especially Costco, if you approach
Okay,
me the
well,
right way.
I'm just trying to be devil's advocate, because I don't.
I'm
Maybe
just saying.
you're
I'm just
different.
saying.
You're a runoff.
Like a club or bar, it ain't happening. But
So
like,
if you at a club and a bar, that's where a guy should come and speak to
no,
you at.
no, 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 no. And the thing,
So
the thing is,
you disagree?
I don't do clubs.
We
I don't
not
do
talking
clubs.
about you. We
But
talking
no,
about the
but
masses.
because when you're going out, think about it. When generally like I would say clubs and bars back then versus clubs and bars today have two different meanings. Like like when you think about how it was like back then, you could do that. Today it's all about getting sections and getting all dressed up and all this other stuff and who's gonna hook up with who. It's like there's more of a superficial intention in
Mm.
today's settings than maybe back then. Like no. Maybe and then maybe a bar, like maybe like a cool bar, nothing too crazy, but like when it comes to the club, I'm sorry, it's loud. We can't
Okay,
talk about
no. Well, let me rephrase. Not club, but like a lounge. Like to me, when I go to
okay.
Gringos or something like that, those are spots that most people go to socialize. They go sit at the bar, they go have a drink. A young lady may come by, you speak, you talk, or whatever. Those are places that you actually looking to talk to somebody. You sitting at the bar, those are places that's like conversation starters. So I'm saying that's a place where if you speak to a lady, she's 9 out of 10 gonna speak back. But if you're in a restaurant or a store and she's walking out by herself, and you come up by her behind her and say, "Hey, look, how you doing, ma'am?" She's not gonna give you the time of the day. That's
Right.
the truth. You
No,
may say yes.
that's
I'm
not always
saying
a scenario. It's not always a scenario.
no. I'm saying from what my
The easiest way to put
experiences.
it, but the easiest way to put it, loud settings, no. Settings that are not as loud. Like if I can talk to you if I could talk with you at a normal tone, you got a chance. So when I go to the club, that's not gonna happen. Even some of these lounges that are borderline clubs, it's not gonna happen. But like a lounge is like cool. Even like one time I went to a cigar lounge, exchanged them with a gentleman. He was really nice and everything else, but like it just was like like after a couple conversations, no, I'm not interested. But he was able to exchange contacts.
So
It,
so okay. For the record, y'all okay with guys talking to you at the grocery store? Y'all okay
yes,
with them
and
when
if
you're
he
by
has
yourself? Okay,
Costco
hey, just
membership,
for the record, fellas, they
right?
okay with that.
But they're not in the grocery store no more. They're at the little order the
Or at the
takeout thing or
coffee
whatever.
shops. At the coffee shops, I have
Okay,
routine.
hey, that's
I
something
like to
new.
work in I like to work in various places because I'm remote. So sometimes I don't want to work at home.
So
I
a
like
guy just gotta get lucky and be like, man, I'm finna go to coffee shop and I see if I see her, I just see her.
Wherever you at, you cool with a guy approaching you. Wherever you at, if you at the gas station, y'all cool with it. No matter where you at, y'all cool with it, right?
yes.
Okay.
And then for me, where I do go to get, he said get more numbers at lounges than
He
HEB.
said got more numbers at the
I
lounges
mean,
than
that's
HEB.
usually
I mean
that's usually how it's supposed to go. But hey, these women nowadays, we don't know how to read them, fellas. I'm speaking for the fellas.
I was gonna say when people make these statements, I also again, you guys know me going back to mental health and internal. I gotta also think, what are you attracting, and who are you, and what are you attracting? So
I'm just,
that's all I'm
hey,
gonna say with that. That's all I'm gonna say
Erica,
with
I'm
Yeah.
gonna just stick
that.
to the numbers. Stick to the numbers. At the end of the day, I mean, most people go to these places, and that's where most women at. When you go into the grocery stop, most of these women are married, whatever, whatever. Yeah, I mean, y'all gotta eat. So at the end of the day, y'all there, but that's not mostly where most guys think that I'm gonna go find me a single woman at the grocery store. The lounges is where
Nah,
you
yeah.
they gonna
When
see
they going to the grocery store, they going to get some groceries. They ain't be
get some
like,
groceries. They're not thinking about that.
go holler at whoever I see
Yeah,
up in here, man.
Costco is a
I
real
don't.
experience.
Hey,
It's a
Okay,
real.
you've been talking about
It's
Costco
not
for
the
a minute.
grocery store. It's not the grocery store.
okay, look, I had somebody hit me and they wanted us to discuss this topic, man. And they was talking about what's the best advice with someone struggling with a breakup.
Hmm. Erica,
Ken,
me
Ken,
first.
what? Erica,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Ken.
What? It don't matter.
No, no, I'm gonna let Ken go. Interesting, Ken gonna say.
Oh, okay. My best advice for someone struggling with a breakup, I would say take your time. Try to find out what was the reason that that relationship didn't work, whether it was on you or on her. But take the time to do that self healing to kind of figure out, saying what you need to do next. What's your next move? Because you got to make your next move your best move. So therefore, taking time to reevaluate that relationship, go through it, kind of replay it back in your mind, like what went wrong. If I get in another relationship, what I'm gonna do better this next time. What can I take away from this to make me better as a person? You know what I'm saying? Because if you carry that same situation that hurt to another relationship, because I know back in the day they say the fastest way to get over a breakup is get with someone else.
Hmm.
But if you go with someone else and you still thinking about that person, still got whatever that person did to you on your heart, you're gonna fuck that one up too.
Yeah. I would say, man, you take some time out for yourself, man. Properly heal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like you were saying, Ken, a lot of people they don't heal, so they just jump into the next relationship and they still hurt. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They still subjecting their feelings upon to the next person. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, that's how you run away. Want to run away somebody that's good
Well,
because you
the biggest misconception that people have is that you could fuck your way through hurt, and you can't. You
you
can't
can't.
fuck your way through that. Like you can't fuck that away. Like you gonna be hurt once you get whatever it is you trying to get off you. It's gonna still be there, and that's from experience. You gonna wake up,
Once you bust that nut, you gonna go
you
back to
still
being
hurt,
hurt again.
going back to being hurt again, and you
Yep.
ain't really like that woman like that. She looking at you like, what's wrong? You still thinking about whatever you been through with your last
And
girl.
now you didn't just hurt somebody else.
Somebody
Now,
else, yeah, yep. You didn't just destroy that, so you got to do that work on self first.
yeah, Brad, what you think, man? If one of your homies came up to you, man, and said, "Man, nah, man, I'm struggling, bro. I would love this shit." Like some Remy Papoose thing, man. What if Papoose came to you and said, "Man, Brad, I'm struggling, bro. You know what I'm saying? What I need to do?"
What you got, bread?
What you got if
Man,
Papoose came to you?
I got two answers. There's the politically correct one, and then there's the street version. Which one do you want?
Give me both, goddamn
Yeah,
me.
let's
Give
do
me
it.
both.
Okay, the politically correct version would be to fall back, evaluate the situation, and take your time before you proceed with any future relationships, possibly whatever. The street version, go out there and act bad on the slab. I'm talking about cheeks clapping all day, all night. I'm talking about pull it out. There go the hammer.
Yeah.
There it is. You know what I'm saying? Because some people they handle breakups like that. And I
Yeah.
understand because everybody is not politically correct. Everybody is not going to fall back. And, everybody is not going to assess the situation. Only certain people will. Some people, hey, man, they got to go about it the hard way. And the hard way is just like you said, you get over somebody by getting with somebody else.
Yeah. Ken, what you think Pap should do, man? Because he held Remy down for a long time, man.
I
And
mean, bro.
Why y'all over here counting sis out?
No, no, no. Well, if we gonna talk about that situation, what I think Pap should do, I mean,
we just ask questions.
a person gonna really show you who they really are. Like, you know what I'm saying? She didn't came, he didn't held her down. They had a baby, I think. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? When she got out, he held her down for a long time. He didn't go out there cheating around or whatever. He was shit. When she was in behind bars, he couldn't wait for her to get out. Even stay with her. She lost weight, got herself back looking right. So to me,
Yep.
she probably never really had that true intent. She probably was changed when she was locked up anyway. So when she got out, it was just a matter of time of buying herself some time to do what she really wanted to do. Like I'm a Remy, I like Remy and all that, but at some type, man, love don't have loyalty. You can love me, but that don't mean you're loyal to
That's
me. Like what
that's
he
true.
did, he had loyalty to her. He was, you know what I'm saying? He held her down, shit. And even through all this, I haven't heard nothing about that cat. That cat
Mhm.
laying low. Shit, she out there, and sometimes, man, women can have the biggest clap back because I don't think some women, let me say some women, they emotional, and if they kicking it with a guy, he in their head is mental. It's more of a mental thing now because shit, this dude, this young buck, shit, they out all on the internet rubbing it in his face. Don't give a
Uh-huh.
damn about. Oh man, that dude held me down. He did this for me for 15 years. They don't give a
Mhm.
damn about that. That dude is hot right now.
Yep.
But if she look at and once it goes through, she gonna look back at this and be stupid because she like, damn, I fucked over this good dude for something that may last a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it. Like you
Yes.
thinking this moment right now is more important than what you and this dude built for 15 years. That dude held you down for a long time, Remy. Money and all that shit, man, come and go. But what that dude did, that was just based off of strength, man. That dude held you down based off of strength.
Trina, our celebrity therapist, before you jump in, Erica, she say when you're with someone for a long period of time, research shows you date for different people.
You
Four
date four
different
Uh,
people.
different people.
Four
yeah,
people.
for different people. Her feelings may have just changed. You can fall out of love. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
no doubt. But I mean, I think if the way you go about it is really important to me. Had she just broke up with the dude and said we're gonna separate,
Oh, Ken, you know I'm about to say, has she done it? So you're going this with an expectation. The worst thing we can do is put our expectations on others because at the end of the day, we are only in control of ourselves.
exactly. If it would have been Kendrick Smith, let me
Okay,
put it that way.
thank you.
I would have exited the situation before making it a public situation to where they got me tied up with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I think. Had it wouldn't been me, I think that would have been a different situation. How she could have approached it because nobody would really have a problem with it because they broke up. And then a couple of months
Yes.
down the line, you with somebody else, cool. But you make
Right.
it now, make it look very tacky.
Yes,
I
it
get what
looks
you're
very
saying.
tacky. But
So
Erica, so yeah, before we say, what would you tell one of your sis? What advice would you give them if they were struggling with a breakup?
So, if someone was struggling with a breakup, the biggest thing we need to make sure with the breakup is to make sure they focus on themselves first internally. Because when you're with someone and you connect with them every day, it's not just mental, it's not just physical. You literally are doing repeated soul ties with this person. Y'all know when I get into the soul ties, like when these
Yes,
people lay down with all
yes,
these
we
other
definitely know.
people. Yes, when you go and you lay down and like, oh, I'm for one night stand, or I'm like, that is literally a soul tie. That person is coming a part of you. I don't care how many yoni pearls and whatever promo they get. That person is a part of you at the end of the day. Like you literally let yourself connect with random people. So what you need to also do in that process is actually assess like at what point am I content and happy with myself once again and look at each breakup as a teachable moment. Go back like a can and even cornbread assess what it was you did within a relationship and how you can be better. But now I have a question for you guys, for you men specifically, which I think to me is like being a little bit of devil's advocate. Because for me, I feel like the hardest thing men have when they're dealing with breakups, especially if the women broke up with them, is pride. Am I correct to think
Yeah,
that
I
like
agree. I
that's
agree.
one
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
things you
yeah,
guys
Yeah,
struggle with
yeah, I
during
agree.
breakup is their level of pride?
Yes, I agree 100%. I mean, we're very prideful. I mean,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Because when you with a
yeah, for
woman, you know
sure.
what I'm saying, that's you feel like that's yours. And at the end of the day, like you may have it in your mind, like we gonna be in this thing forever. In our mind, because it statistics say men don't usually walk away from relationships. The woman do. Like if you're married, men not leaving their family.
The divorce rate is very high, and women are the ones who are
Yeah, they're quick to leave.
filing for divorce. So
Shit, it takes a lot for a man to walk away from his family. It takes a lot. Like, we can be unhappy. We can be going through a lot of shit internally. Shit, we could be getting feeling like unappreciated, but we're not leaving. We're gonna stay and ride that shit out. But when that woman say she unhappy,
when
she's
the
bye.
woman's fed
She
up,
gone, bro. She's exiting, bro, without even no possible talks of hey, let me try to work it out. Like they don't think like that. We do. We like, man, look, man, we not trying to lose at nothing in life.
What
But
about
y'all
you,
say,
Brad?
huh?
yes.
What about you, Brad?
Hmm. Man,
No, you don't think pride is something that you struggle with during breakups?
nah. Well, with me in my lifetime, I always do the breaking up. So
Oh
so
Yeah,
it ain't,
so yeah,
and that don't have nothing to do with pride. It just be, something that I'm not willing to accept,
Right.
and I'm very quick at cutting off something that I'm not willing to accept. So But I've seen men who have been hurt.
It's true, Trina.
Hmm.
Their pride have been hurt when they get broke up with for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
I
want I
have
want to
seen.
add, I want to add something too, Erica, to your statements that you had said earlier. I think that life is the best teacher. I mean, it teaches you so much, and I think a reason why so many people fail is they stop taking notes. I mean, life is the best teacher, man. I mean, there's no teacher in this world that's better than life.
Mm-hmm.
Life is going, you're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs, but if you just keep taking notes, you will learn to figure some shit out. But some people just stop taking notes, bro. Some people, and you want to know how you failed in regular class, the motherfuckers just didn't show up. Some people don't even care to take notes, don't even care to ask questions. You know, when if you had a hard time understanding or learning a learning thing, a learning problem, what they would tell you to do, sit your ass at the front of the class. And if you didn't understand, raise your hand. The same thing about life. If you don't understand some shit, man, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to let people know, hey, I don't understand this shit, man. I need help. That's where the therapy comes in at. That's where that self-work that Erica's talking about. Understand, man, it's half of this shit is effort. Willing to put in that effort to pass,
Yeah,
to
and
understand life.
you could recognize when the effort is not put in no more. You can recognize like like you stop getting those good morning texts or stuff like that. It's just the effort is starting to like deplete itself, and so
Yeah.
I mean you could recognize the flags and stuff. So, but like Trina was saying, the comment up ahead, she say we only know what we're allowed to know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know everything. Pap let's just say,
Right.
yeah, he haven't came out and said anything or whatever, so you know what I'm saying.
Right.
That's,
um,
that's why earlier I was like, wait, what? Because only reason being is that what I think is so fascinating, and again, I always joke about y'all the algorithm, the feed, and what I see. I don't see that much of all of this stuff that goes on. Like I might get the shade room here periodically, but if I find it so fascinating how people obsess and focus on celebrity lives, like
that's
these are
true.
people at the end of the
That's
day.
so true.
We don't know what they do. Like the difference between like me. Well, I mean, I don't post consistent like my story, like, and I'm sharing things. The difference between me and them is that they're famous because they went on a platform to make them more well known. But her life is no more different than mine in the sense to where like we only vary in the fact that she put herself out in a more public setting than me having a more private lifestyle. And so it's like you guys, like even when they start talking about the Jenny Ma and what's his name, Jeezy,
Yeah,
Je-
Jesus.
or whatever, and
Hmm.
I look like,
Yeah,
oh my god, we can't believe it. I'm like, but y'all don't know what happened behind closed doors. Like, what's this fascination?
Hey, I didn't tell you, Erica.
Well, no, but what to me, what it goes to at the end of the day, and it's nothing personal against people who have this fascination. It's just like y'all don't have enough in your own personal lives at time to keep you preoccupied with yourself where you're fixated on the relationships of others who at the end of no day do nothing but they don't pay your bills, they don't benefit you in any way. If anything, they take from you, especially if you one of the Beyonce cult members paying $1,000 for tickets. Like they
Beyonce
don't
cult
in any
members.
way
They finna
impact
come
your
at
life.
you.
Yeah, you
They
better
don't
be
impact
careful.
your
Oh
life, so what
man,
is this focus,
tell them come
Hey,
on then.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Now, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't really care about the celebrities and stuff like that because at the end of the day, if you're married, you're gonna go through the same problems whether you're a celebrity, whether you're a regular person. This shit ain't hard to figure out. Them problems are the same.
Yep.
Like I say, the people that's trying to solve the problems are different, but the problem is the same. Some
well
people may take long. What?
the problems do get harder when you live your life on a public platform
I
versus
mean,
live a
that may
personal
be true,
life.
but that's a choice, Erica. That's a
No, no,
choice.
no. But I'm just saying, if you just think about it, if you choose to live your life on a public platform, you
Okay.
subject yourself to more scrutiny at the end of the day than versus like having like,
I disagree because you got Denzel Washington and his wife. They've been married for a long time,
and they don't
and
even be posting like that. Like
but
they
that's what
don't
I
post like
just
that.
said is a choice. How you choose to go about your marriage is up to you. If you want to be in the spotlight, if you want to do that and keep your marriage in the spotlight, that's on you. If you want to be just like I've seen Denzel Washington in a lot of things, but I'd rather see his wife. But he always honor and he always carry himself
I
in a
did
certain
not
way.
know about that son
It
until that
it
son got on a TV show. I was like,
is
how the
that an
fuck?
age factor though? Because Denzel like 60, so
I
he kind of
mean,
like
there are certain there's other people that I could point out too. You have Omar Epps, you have him, him and his wife. You have a certain couple of people that before they went into the Hollywood, they had a certain goal or expectation for self. like how I want to go, how I want to move in this industry. There are certain people that do it for fame. There's certain people that do it for fortune. There are certain people that just, hey, it's a job, just like anything else. Like I
Mhm.
got a job to do, and that's all. It pays the bills. And
Right.
when you tack it that way, you try to keep things normal, man. Yeah, you may make more money than me, but at the end of the day, the problems that I face and the problems that any normal human being face is going to come up in a famous person life as well. I'm serious. Money doesn't erase problems.
And
Nah, it don't.
I think that's what people
Money
forget
doesn't
about.
erase the common factors that go into relationships.
And
That,
and like you said, that it fascinates me how these people has like, oh, I can't believe this. I'm like, you guys, they're still human beings at the end of the
yeah,
day. No,
definitely,
Yeah,
most
true
definitely.
that. Yeah. So let's move on to the that pertains to it. Do you believe in a prenup?
oh, you already know what I said about this last time.
Well, I didn't hear.
Yes,
Go ahead, Erica.
I ain't hear it.
yes, yes.
Oh, I did
Because
So
remember that. I do remember
yes,
what you said. I
because
do remember
again,
that.
because for me, like my lifestyle has always been around taking care of my family. So like my sister, my brother, my mom, everything else that I work for right now impacts like any decision and choice I do right now impacts like my mother in the future when she's in retirement, things of that sort. So my life is structured naturally about being a provider for my family. That's how I was raised. I provide first for my family.
so if you and a guy get serious and y'all get to that stage and it's time to get married, y'all are signing a prenup.
Yeah, I have no problem. No
If he
problem.
don't suggest it, then y'all not getting it.
No, 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 no. We gonna do a prenup. And then for me, we
Oh,
know that
okay.
it's that for me, like marriage is not the first thought for me. I've always been in the provider mindset. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean that like for me, it doesn't mean that I'm not open to it, but it's not a focus in my life. Like someone like, oh my God, I don't have a husband, I'm not married yet. No, that's it. Like me, I don't even want children. Okay. I want to adopt. I'm fine with that. I don't even want to have children. My role growing up since the age of 19, I've always been groomed to be a provider. Make sure my mom's straight, make sure whoever, like make sure my sister is straight. And then from here, making sure that, both my dad and my father, everyone's okay. But to me, a prenup, I view it as just only protecting the others who have assets or investments with me. That's the
Erica,
only way I view a prenup.
Erica, can I
I
say
don't.
this?
I don't think
Erica,
But
Eric will
I got
submit.
a question for you, Erica. I mean,
right.
just hearing you talk and hearing, I mean, would it be a fair question to say maybe when you're dealing with guys, maybe they feel like you don't have room for them? Like, I'm hearing you talk and
No,
hearing you say different things that you have to do and you're a provider, but it seems as if you don't have room for a man in your life right now. So maybe, have
no,
you ever felt that a man maybe felt that way?
no, because any relationships I have been in, like our fellow friend here, Brad, I have ended those relationships. They have not ended those
I'm
relationships.
not
Mm.
talking about
At the
ending.
end of
I'm
the
talking
no,
about
but
beginning one.
what I mean is that my thing is like again, I have the role, like I've always been like a provider, but it does not change the fact that I in my spirit am like a single domesticated housewife. At the end of the day, like I know the role. It's God, man, woman, and then family. That does not change. It's just that I
Hmm.
have not met someone yet that has been equally yoked,
Okay.
quote unquote, so to speak.
All
So
right.
no, I don't have a problem with submission at all. And
You don't
Kate,
have
Mm.
a problem with submission.
Ooh, hey, I think that's a good segue, Floyd.
Shout out to the traditional women.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. That was a good way
Yeah,
to
because
go to the next segue.
that's what I was getting. Because I mean, when you start like you was trained to be a provider and stuff like that, and when you meet
Mhm.
a man that's actually a provider, are you willing to submit? And the thing is, because you've been providing so long,
Oh, yeah, it's hard. It's
are
hard to
you
let go of
gonna?
that.
Yeah, is it
It's hard.
hard to just cut that off? And doing that.
She got to think about that because I don't
No,
think that's
no,
easy. That's not
no.
easy.
So this is the thing. I don't think that it's hard doing it at all because the things that I have done, especially if it worked towards my has been in a business sense. It doesn't change anything. It's no different than any man getting into a relationship and he has these assets and these business and other things going on, so to speak. And he wants a prenup with that woman to protect that because guess what? Those investments are with other partners. So my mindset is that because there are others that are impacted by my personal lifestyle decisions, i.e., marriage, I would want to make sure those stay separate to protect those who are part of that investment. Then have to worry about them being impacted. Say I get a divorce or whatever, and he wants 50% and all this other stuff, and I have to sell so many assets, i.e., homes, business, or whatever, because he gets 50-50 or whatever. So by
Hmm.
doing that prenup, it's not in any way negating him or making him think any lesser. That is specifically me taking into consideration of those who I already have obligations with on a business level. If I didn't have any of that, no, I wouldn't do a prenup. But I'm doing it in
Okay.
the sense that I have to protect the interests of those who've gone out and taken a chance on me, who have loyalty to me, who we've done and we've collaborated and done different things with to protect our investments at the end of the day.
Okay.
Mhm.
We had a question for you. I don't know if you can.
Keep
You can.
keep the
I don't know if you want to answer that or not.
I am
But
38.
okay, Addison. Okay, we got another one. Every week, it's always somebody that's intrigued with Erica.
Yeah,
Uh,
she comes across very intriguing.
she do.
Oh,
Yeah, very intriguing to the mind.
Yeah,
And like
she
I
do.
said, it's with her, very intriguing with her answers. But Floyd, are we on this question right there,
Yeah, let's
bro?
go ahead. Yeah, yes. Independent women struggle with submitting to a good
oh,
man.
that's
I,
no,
I'm
Haha.
no.
I'm gonna take the lead on this one,
Go
man.
ahead. Go ahead. You say
I'm
first.
gonna say this. Independent women do struggle with submitting to a good man because I think a lot of times it's a respect issue. I think a lot of them don't they be on the same level or they above the man. So a lot of times if they don't have the respect for them, it's hard for them to submit to you. And I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen, and they always want to hit you with, you ain't a man, or they got a definition of what a good man is in their mind. And no matter how much you meet that mark, they're gonna always move it. It's kind of like in sales, they always move the needle up. You
Yes.
hit that mark and it's always something higher. So for that woman, she has this expectation of what a good man is, and I have a definition of what a good man is, and then it's like, damn, do you even know what a man is? Period. Like, because none of the things that you saying a good man is have nothing to do with being a man. It's way beyond. So I think the submissive part, it should be there from the beginning. It doesn't have anything to do with the
Mm.
independence of a woman. It should be there. Just that's who you are at your core. Whether you was independent, whether you was leaning on that man or not, being submissive is just something that's your nature. If he's doing his part as a man. Now, I
Uh,
don't want you to submit to somebody that's not, worthy of submitting to. But if he's taking care of his business and he's handling everything, it should be a natural, organic thing to submit.
I'm
uh,
I'm gonna give you some credit on what you said. Only to, this is the thing. So being someone, I am independent, as we all know.
yes,
Thanks for
yeah, we do know
Yeah,
that.
so,
you know.
so the thing I think we have to take consideration is like it's not that we struggle. We do not struggle. The thing is, if you think about it, you have someone who has gone through all the trials and the tribulations and things of that sort, which means in the beginning, we're going to be a bit more intentional with establishing that connection with you just to see like is this man qualified to be able to lead? Like, if you bad with finances, I'm not gonna choose you. You get what I'm saying? So, like, it's not about struggling to submit, being someone who's independent like me. I'll happily say it till I'm blue in the face. It's about qualifying you in the beginning because I've already gone through all the tests, all the trials, all the struggles to know like this is what I do know for a fact. Basic principles. I don't even have to be attracted to you. You could just be a friend and I can make this assessment on how you are with certain decisions. And the thing is, we're more aware of that in the beginning versus somebody who might come in a little bit more naive and they focus on potential versus on focusing on what you show me. Because, like for me, I focus on what you show me. I don't focus on potential.
Yeah, I just think, like, I think it's like a reputation too, like representation, because like that female, like, she shows that she's independent and strong, and like other women see her like that. And I just think like when she does meet that good man, it's like her reputation of being strong and independent, it's
Yeah,
not it's
yeah,
not there no more. Now she's submitting, and now the women that was those females that was looking at, it, they be like, oh, okay. And I
yes,
think a lot of women want to have that reputation as I'm strong, I'm independent, I don't need a man. And when they do get that good man, it's like all that goes away. And I don't think they want that aura
right.
to leave them because of what that looks like to other people.
But
I,
So I
I,
think they
that's a
struggle
level
with
of
that.
dominance. That's a level of dominance that's
I,
just not natural in a relationship.
I
Like
add,
for me, what happens in a relationship is between me and my man. I don't care what these other people think. That's
but I'm
between me.
saying, Erica, what
Hey,
I'm
say
saying
that.
is
Yeah.
most people take submissive as a sign of weakness. And they
Yes.
most women
No.
think because I submit that means I'm weak. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if I submit to you that means this. I mean, they don't take it like if I submit that's just, like you told me earlier about the hierarchy. If you really know the hierarchy, that's how it's supposed to, I ain't gonna say supposed to be, but that's what the Bible says. And
Right.
it should be your natural order of business. Like for me as a man, I know what God wants me to do, to be a protector, provider, a leader. There's certain things that I know I have to do in my marriage and in my relationship. Even if I wasn't married, there's a certain walk that I know I need to have as a man for my children.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Take away marriage, just as a man, certain things I know I need to do for my children to lead and guide them in the right direction because they're looking at me. So that doesn't change. It doesn't matter what person I date or anything. That line stays the same for me. And what I was telling you, so many times people change the needle, they change the mark. Like they keep moving it up higher and higher or to the left, to the right. And women do that all the time. Well, I submit to you if you did this. I submit to you if you was doing that. Like, why do it always have to be a stipulation or something to why you don't submit?
Lack of trust in a relationship.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I mean,
Being
whether it's
hurt.
trust or whatever, it's like a curveball. It's always moving. It can never be just a straight thing. It never could be just direct.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
this
always
gets
got to change.
this gets to something I've been seeing trend as a topic lately, talking about conditional versus unconditional. Where now, where they say that men are now more so in relationships where they're the ones viewed as unconditional and women have become more conditional. I would say back then, if you had asked this question like years ago, I'd be like, no, 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 no. I can see in today's society where with women, unfortunately, because of allowing others to influence your decision, have your thinking, and then because we live on such a public platform in general with social media, it is more conditional. It has become more conditional for a woman to be in a relationship with a man, and vice versa, because like as they've shown that women have been initiating more divorces than men as of
Yeah.
late.
Uh-huh.
But what this also brings this to me again, as I'm gonna put it, like I know you cannot predict a person, you don't know every element. I think that at the end of the day, like when you talked about the hierarchy, I think if people stop focusing on the fact that it says like this is one, two, three, four, and understand that that is still very fluid, but that's generally the sense. So it's like God, man, woman, and then family. I think people have to stop thinking that there's a level of like demeaning, like it's diminishing one's level because like I'm not the first, I'm not God, I'm not the man, I'm the woman. You're not number three. It's just telling you the level at which you're a priority. To me, that puts more of an obligation on a man, which allows me to be able to submit more because women, no offense, we are able to connect more emotionally. But that emotion in so many aspects in today's time, I believe, has been removed and it's been about more of like transactional. So the emotion is leaving the relationship and transactions is coming into. So what can you do for me transactionally, not emotionally, where we have to get down and make that more of the topic because that's what we're seeing more of. It's not that
But
it's not there. It's where people are being like in so many ways trained or
train, yes, conditions,
conditioned
yeah.
to think that that's the focus and it's not transactional because at the end of the day money can run out, that house can burn down, that car can blow up, you just never know. I know that sounds kind of rough but it can catch on fire or whatever, but the thing is it's more the emotional connection and the trust that you have with your partner.
But Erica, you see, you're on a good
Go
segue.
ahead, Ken. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
What you just said is kind of going back to that first topic that we discussed about the music industry. And you said, like, what I'm saying, right now is a transaction. Every woman today with the music industry, it's a transaction. What can you do for me? I'm willing to pop this, what the girls say, make that butt clap or whatever, make them cheeks clap. If you
Mm-hmm.
can give me such and such amount of money, you can get anything now if you had the money in your pocket to pay for it. There's so many women I didn't seen degrading themselves if a man willing to give them a couple of dollars, $40. That boy Ken say, $40 can get you some sloppy toppy. $40.
Ugh, I hate
I'm
that
just
word.
saying, this is where we
Even
at.
cheaper than that in some places.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So
20, damn, $20. Whoa.
this is where we at today. And so therefore the industry has
Bread
promoted.
though.
I mean, I'm being real with you. The industry has promoted this type of stuff. These are what women are saying they'll do. Like Cardi B talks about it every time on her songs about giving head.
But I mean, at
She
the end of
got
the at
she
the end
got
of the
famous for that though. That's how she got famous though. E.
I mean, this thing, she got famous for it, but this is what you have to understand. And then, like I always tell you, I have a particular group of women that that's why when y'all talk about most women, I'm like,
Really?
Man,
I'm
They
very
not telling you. They not telling you the
no,
man,
real.
Erica, I
no,
disagree.
no, no.
These
Listen,
women
listen.
listen
No,
to
no, no.
Cardi B.
The way we all carry ourselves and things of that sort, we are very mindful. So when it comes to that, like us, like people have to understand what's entertainment and what's real life. You have people who are not making that distinction. Doesn't make most women. It just also goes to show you the level of awareness or self work and things done
Hold,
within
hold,
to make these girls more cognizant to the
hold
fact
on,
that
Ken.
what
Let me say, Erica, you are tying men up and beating them.
what do you mean?
That's what you said. That's what you said in a conversation one time in a podcast that you wouldn't mind if your man wanted to be tied up and
Hold
and
on.
and you beat them. So what's
No,
the difference from
we
that
in
and
that
from
conversation, that is so you gotta get background. In that particular conversation, this is when we were talking about fluidity within relationships and people
Ken?
having
She didn't
like
say that. I
She
thought,
but no,
said,
but listen, no, but listen, we were talking about people in the bedroom and sexual expression and having sex
yes.
dungeons. I'm like, there's a show on Netflix about sex dungeons or whatever. So for me, it's like
And you
in
was
that
down with it.
the thing is, if there's a certain expression that my partner will want to have, I'm not gonna punish him for it. I have a limit. I have a limit.
you was hog tying
Yeah,
people.
when he
E.
But
passed out,
no,
when
but
he
it's
passed out, that's
no,
your limit.
no. What I'm saying is that if there is certain things, and like when you get into a marriage, you're committed with that person. There's things that you have to go and you have to spice it up every so often. If this is
Yes.
something
Okay.
that if this is something that he was into, I wouldn't have a problem because again, what happens between me and him is his business. Now I'm not now
Okay.
some of the stuff like I'm not gonna go into detail like using certain toys like
Oh
Kim
my
talked
God.
about and all that stuff. No, there's certain things I just wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But you have to understand like sex is a very fluid thing and it should be
Yeah.
extremely more fluid in a marriage, in a union. You guys should want to explore, you should want to connect. It allows you to test limits and do things with your partner that brings you to a good place. Yes, there are some hard no's.
The,
There are some hard
Okay.
no's.
hey, look.
But
Excuse
that's what
me.
we were talking about. We were just
Go
talking
ahead,
about
Brad. Go
yeah.
ahead, Brad.
Go ahead,
Let
I
Brad
Brad.
just
get
want
us.
to know. I just want to know. Do I get a chance to answer the question?
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead. Go
ahead. Go
ahead.
ahead,
Go
Brad.
ahead.
Yes, yes, you do.
Mhm.
A hundred
Well,
percent.
this is a modern woman problem. Let me
Okay.
be very clear. A
Mm-hmm.
modern woman problem, not an independent woman problem. Modern
Thank you,
woman
Brad. Thank you.
problem.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let's put it in proper perspective. Modern women have a problem submitting to men
Mm.
because a traditional woman does not.
Okay.
Hey, I
And
like
I'm
it.
gonna leave it like that.
And traditional is not barefoot and pregnant, just for the record.
No,
Traditional is
traditional is
not.
not barefoot and pregnant.
But you got the modern women is trying to kill that traditional type shit that's going on. I mean, they they ain't trying to do what they moms did and all
No,
that.
they not.
They
Hell, no, no, no. It's a new era, bro. That
yeah
But
they
modern woman today. I mean, I'm gonna give her an age. I'm gonna say from 25 to 38.
I'm
Oh
30, so let's
no.
not qualify.
How about there's modern women past 40?
Oh, for real, bro. All right, well,
It's a
40 then. Goddamn,
yeah.
we'll
mindset.
put it
I
40.
just math.
Above 40. Above 40. There's
I
some
just
of them in their
I just
50s who
want to
still
say,
modern women.
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah, damn,
Yeah.
damn,
Twerking and
damn.
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Brad? You right, bro. My
Yeah.
bad. My bad.
Yeah.
I
And,
increase that number.
It's a
I increase it.
mindset.
let's be all the way honest about it.
Yeah.
It's
Because I was
mindset.
in a party recently and I saw this with my own eyes. There were some women in their early 20s who were being more dignified, more classy, and more respectful than the women who were above 35 in that party.
You can
Mm.
tell what mamas is
Mm,
doing the work and what mamas are not.
real talk.
Hey, I get it,
We'll
Brad.
leave
You
it
right,
like
bro.
that.
I get it.
Addison said that's why he extra age. I don't know what he's getting with that, but he said
I have
that's
no
why he
clue.
extra age or whatever.
I'm gonna be polite.
Erica just appealing to everybody.
Hey,
No, I'm
I
gonna
know,
be
right?
polite tonight.
Hey,
Yeah.
Floyd, I seen this comedian, bro. I seen this comedian. It was funny, bro, because you said it. It made me laugh. What's old boy name? Country Wayne. He
Yes,
has his
Country
little,
Wayne.
he got his Netflix special,
I heard it was
and
I
trash, but
saw
go ahead.
that.
it wasn't really that funny. But
Uh,
Yeah.
he had this one little part that was kind of funny because we talked about it before on the show, and we was talking about how like women, some women want a nigga to choke them and stuff, and he was talking about like,
Oh yeah, I post
yeah,
that pic on the
yeah,
page. It
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. He had it. He was like, that's not him. He's like, because what I'm saying, he don't want to ever have to feel like he choking a motherfucker, and something that actually happened, and she like, yeah, choke me harder or something. So that part I can relate to. He said that shit shouldn't. He said I ain't doing that shit. He's like, motherfucker want me to choke him and whatever. So it was just having that conversation and seeing how different men view that part. Like some women find that as attractive, or some women, and I've seen a situation on the news one time where the dude killed the woman. He choked her.
Mhm.
He strangulated her and it was in the closet. It was some probably in Florida or something, because crazy shit happened in Florida. But
Yes, in Florida.
so, but
Texas
like I
been trying to
said,
act like the new Florida.
huh?
Texas been trying to act like the new Florida.
Yeah, I know we do some dumb shit too, but a
Yeah.
lot of shit be far off the wall. It always happened in Florida, but
Yeah.
that situation happened, and and I say like some people take sex to a whole nother level when it's supposed to be enjoyable, and not supposed to be hurtful or harmful. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to sit here and talk about pouring hot cheese on me, that shit don't
No,
that shit don't
no flavor to
register.
it.
Look, that doesn't register as something I want to do. You feel me, bro? Like, can I pour this on you? No, you can't.
Hot
Like,
cheese.
yeah, you can't pour no hot
You
cheese,
better not waste hot cheese. Shit.
hot syrup. That shit don't make me think
Or
this is gonna
candle
be
wax.
good.
Or candle
Yeah,
wax.
that
Something like that.
nah, like that shit doesn't.
There are
You know what's
certain
that
basic
shit?
ingredients that is confirmed already in that setting. Okay,
Yeah, what's that?
Hot,
What is Erica? What's that show? 50 Shades of Grey or some shit? I
yeah.
remember people was talking about that show, bro. And I would
I remember.
never.
Yeah, I remember they was talking about that movie. I
I
never
read the
seen the
book
Everybody,
and
movie.
I
It's a
dog, it
read
was
the
book.
book, I
crazy.
read the series, and I watched it. Woo, yes.
Look, you see
Oh
that,
look,
Brian?
see
You
how
see
she
that?
just
What I'm
you
talking
see
about,
how she
Brian?
got excited.
You see what I'm saying,
What? I
dog?
was
What?
not. It was
She
But
was happy.
but see,
Who,
again, it's a
guys.
fine.
I'm
It's a
just saying.
bro,
it's
that
a
shit is weird, bro.
The book was way better than the movie, but it was a really good book series. I really liked it.
a very exciting
I
exotic
get just
series.
excited if you guys talk about Twilight, or if you guys talk about
Damn Erica,
We ain't
boy.
finna
Blood.
talk about no
Damn
Twilight.
Erica,
We're
boy.
not.
God
Get some
damn.
excited, okay?
Oh,
But
Jesus.
Ken, I wanted to say, like, it's a
Yeah.
fine line when a female says when they say they like to be choked. So I mean, when during sex, because sometimes they be like when y'all arguing and he choking, you be like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So
No,
like,
not arguing. No, it's
Mm.
during certain moments. It's during there's like certain things during an intimacy level that there are certain exceptions that you would not do outside of the bedroom.
okay, so like if you getting disrespectful and he just sitting there taking it, and he just like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit, and just give you a little choke, you ain't gonna be like, oh, okay, all right.
No, you should not be talking to me during a conversation. We should be talking like adults. Nobody should be raising their tones. We need to talk about it.
It's too
We need
many.
to
It's too many white lines in that part, bro.
That's what I'm
It's like
saying.
a guy has
It's
a hard time.
literally
She has to
lines in
give
how
you
do
there.
the
you guys
permission
go
to
from
choke
like
me.
what happened,
Yes.
event to like a general conversation? It's like that's two different
Yeah,
dynamics.
yeah. You basically, Erica, it just got to be like choke me, and he like, okay, I'm gonna choke your ass.
But then you can't do no little soft choke. They could be like, you gotta choke me hard. Like,
No,
okay,
you don't
goddamn.
know.
All right,
That's
all right,
true.
you want to pass out then? Fuck
Yeah,
it.
But are you guys talking about like intimacy? Or are you talking about a conversation? You talking about intimacy, right?
Yeah,
I'm just saying this shit's
I'm just saying
weird,
in
bro.
period.
We would never understand. That's why I say like we're different. Like us three men on this
It's a
panel.
it's just like
Brad, you choking her if a female say, hey, choke me. You choking her, Brad.
No, because I'm not a killer. That's not what I do. I
Mm.
don't. I
but
don't. I don't do that.
this was also talking about preferences. And no, Ken, don't even talk about it because of who you prefer to date.
This generation has a lot of
But
preferences that I am not getting
but
jiggy
what I'm
with
saying is like
at
it's just a
all.
preference between those two consenting adults discussing what they allow
Yeah,
or
Erica, it's
their
just weird,
preferences.
man. Y'all, this
No,
generation has brought a lot of shit into the sex game, and they put it in music that we shouldn't even never even fuck with.
Hmm.
see, I
Like
don't
when it,
I
no,
know
I'm being honest. It started like when they started talking about that eat the shit like groceries. That's the first time I really started hearing people talk about eating people booty on air, on
Thrash in
music.
the mouth has never been cool.
Yeah, that's when people
Real
started talking
men
about
don't
eating booty.
eat ass.
And guess what, Erica? Then you had
Then you
the
know what's
rapper.
funny?
y'all better watch
What's the rapper name that was
Kevin
talking
Gates.
about it? What's that dude name from Louisiana? Everybody be
Kevin
talking about him.
Gates. Kevin
Kevin
Gates.
Gates. He was talking about it, and all the thug dudes like, oh shit, I eat booty like Kevin Gates. Now because Kevin Gates said it, now you doing it.
Suspect.
That's what I'm saying. So that's
It's
how it
like that.
started. The music industry started making it cool to do certain things in the bedroom that you talk about supposed to stay private, but they're talking about it on the air. The industry is promoting this filth. It all goes back to the
Again,
music industry, though,
when
Erica. That's what I'm trying to say.
but no, but when we have these conversations, I don't care about the music industry. I'm talking about in general, normal, everyday people stuff because the people who
But where do you
listen
think
to
it's
the show,
starting from, though? They're
but
gonna try that
but
shit,
no, but that's what they allow them to influence them. Like me, I'm not gonna let some like I couldn't even tell you the latest song by like Nicki
Erica. I
Minaj or
always tell
anything.
you this.
But my thing is that if you go with the mindset that there's such a strong influence in your life on social media,
Not my life.
no,
The
but I'm
young
saying,
adults,
but
like
It's a lot of people's
it's a
lives.
lot of
it's a
people
lot.
that
But
the music
again,
has influenced, Erica. You
right.
can look at the way the girls are walking and talking. The music has influenced these young
I
ladies.
know, and again, that again is a love. That again is another assessment of their level of insecurity, their level of self thought, self worth, and things of that sort. That's on them.
And
That's
Let's
a
it's not
lot
just
at
the
though.
the end of the day.
it's a lot though. It's not even just the young ladies. Look at the young men. All these young guys now letting the music industry dictate how they move, how they talk, how they dress. It's a lot of young men out here. It's a lot of 16, 17-year olds
Uh,
in jail trying to be something they're not based off of the music industry.
I think
And
the
that
music
goes back to
industry
the house party.
not to go off point, but the music industry is influencing even the drug use. Because be honest with you, like with Percocets, motherfucker didn't know what Percocets was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Now you hear it in all the music, and now you seeing kids and
I mean,
teenagers and adults
if you
popping
think about
Percocets.
But
For,
if you really want if you want me to be devil's advocate, or I hope this don't come back on me when I say this. Devil's advocate. Back then we had slavery. We could be controlled out on the cotton field, things of that sort in the mass house. All social media is a new form of control. It's a new form of slavery. At the end of the day, if you think about it, you control these people's mindset, their way of thinking, things of the sort. They couldn't, like I said, when you allow someone to start thinking for themselves, that is very powerful and in turn can become viewed as something that's inferior. So if you throwing this out there and people are taking it, those are the weak. Those are the weak.
Erica,
Think about
exactly.
it. This is
Yes.
a new form. If you think about it, like a new form of slavery, it's just social media slavery. If you think about it,
That-
controlling people's mindsets, want to have them think, but it's on them to want to expand their thought process and think for themselves.
Erica,
But
you
they
own
don't.
it. You own it, but you're not taking ownership of it. You're saying everything. The music industry is doing everything that you're
But I'm
saying.
not taking ownership. I'm acknowledging
No, I'm
what
saying
it is
take
because
ownership and say that the music industry is doing this to the young kids. That's all I'm trying to get you to say. Like the music
Because no,
industry
but if
is
you look
doing this.
at the end of the day, it starts in the home. If the parents are not working, just like how our parents talk with us, and what's crazy, I saw something the other day that was so accurate. We here talking about the industry. If we go back and I got the vinyls. If you go back and you go listen to all those old songs, honey, them lyrics was just as nasty, but more cleverful and everything else. But we didn't turn out the way that we turned out. The only difference is that we
I
don't
don't
have
agree. Teddy P wasn't talking like fucking Usher or what's Chris Brown. Teddy P wasn't talking like that. Al Green wasn't talking like that. Marvin Gaye wasn't talking like that. I mean, I'm being honest with you. That was real music back then. You can't tell
no,
me
even with
that
their
none of them were
rap and
talking
the stuff
about
that they
Tank.
used to talk
Okay,
about. But the
no, but
stuff
I'm
they
saying
used
let's
to
use
talk about,
Tank.
they would just
Let's use
want.
Tank.
I don't care about saying. I don't think. I think I'm dirty with him. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
He's
Just
stupid.
I just think he's dirty. No offense. If he
But I'm
ever,
just saying
I'm so sorry, but I'm just
it
honest.
just R&B was different back then, and I'm not saying that they didn't talk about shit, but like okay, because we all know who Betty Wright is. Betty Wright was talking about her first time. She said it in a way that was so nice. She said in a way that didn't say pussy, didn't say nothing like that. But we
Right.
all understood that she was saying that was her first time having sex. It was in a way that was classy. It was a way that made you as a young man. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking
But
about.
you can't pick and choose just
I'm
because
not
they
picking
would
and
say
choosing. I'm
no,
just
no,
telling
no.
you.
What I'm saying is that it was talked about in general. So we can't pick and choose. Oh, because the way it was said, either it's said or it's not said. What I'm saying is you got to understand at the end of the day, it was talked about. It was like not even in rap back then. There used to be some
Eric, it's the
crazy
difference,
lines.
Eric.
Like, and I don't, and like again, I
It's,
told you, I will listen to old hip hop before I will listen to new hip hop. And the way that they come out now, they're just like, why do I need to have censorship? They talked about it back then. Like, but what this generation was used to, let's talk about what they said back then. If you think about it, if you really think about it, it's just, yeah, being clever with your words, but it was still talked about. Now there's no filter. That's it. That's the only difference. There's no filter. How am,
So
how do you feel about this, Brad? Am I correct? How do you feel about it
I
back
can't.
then?
I can't compare. I'm not going to compare noise pollution to real music. That's something that my artistry and me as an artist will not allow myself to do. Back in the day, yeah, they had artists who talked about all kinds of stuff, but it wasn't on a scale like how it is today. Today is being promoted because we have this engine called the internet, and we have social media that spins stuff around, and we have an algorithm, and so stuff, you know what I'm saying, certain stuff we're allowed to see, and the stuff that's important for us to see
Right.
is the stuff we have to go look for.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's true. Uh, Not to get away from the point of the subject where we was talking about independent women struggling to submit to a good man, which I think we got way past that, but I think we
No,
addressed
it's
it.
modern women struggling.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah. Brad,
as Brad
he
said,
put the
shut
modern women
down.
on there. Yeah, we addressed it, but that was the subject of the matter. But let's get on to like the final subject.
Okay.
Uh, and somebody asked me that too. I was gonna bring it up on the last show where we had the panel. It was six of us,
Oh, Lord.
and they were dealing with uh having a work husband or a wife is considered cheating. So, do y'all consider that cheating, having a work husband? Because the term has popped up a lot, and I guess it's like coworkers that are really friends with each other, a
Right.
male and a female, and stuff like that. And I guess they coined the term work husband. So, is that considered cheating? Should your wife or should your boyfriend or something like that should just be focused on some work, not trying to be fraternizing with a certain person all the time? Do y'all think that's cheating?
Well, it depends on what where you take it. Like for instance, when I was working at Verizon one time, I had a friend that we were just friends, but we had a good relationship. We worked good together, and if I would take lunch, hey, you want something? You want something to eat? I'll grab her something to eat. If she was to take lunch before me, she'd grab me something to eat. And it got to a point where we would do this all the time, to where everybody thought like that's the first time I ever heard that word.
Oh,
Work.
so use the work
Yeah,
husband.
yeah, yeah, and then the thing is, I took it offensive because, like I said, I wasn't her husband. I had, she had a
Yeah,
husband. We
yeah.
were just good friends. You know what I'm saying? We would just look out for each other, and that relationship lasted shit to this day. Like we cool. Like what I'm saying, if she ever need me as a friend, we friends. But it never was that. So I feel like if you keep everything in its perspective, if it's a person that if a person is insecure of that relationship that you have, but just you spend more time with the people at work than you do really at home. Because every day I was with this person every day for hours.
Hmm.
So I spent so much time with her. We just had, good chemistry as far as friends. So I do believe it could cross the line if you allow it to. If you don't have the respect for each other, to where you allow it to go past that,
Hmm.
then it could become that. But that's on the individual. You got to know boundaries. You got to understand, like if we friends, we friends. If I want to smash, that's something totally different. If we talking about fucking, but that's the respect that y'all have from day one is gonna be cut and dry. Like if you my friend, you my friend. If you something else than that, then it's cheating.
I like what Shawana said. She was like, if they're doing and saying things that they won't do and say in front of their spouse,
I agree.
it's
I agree.
cheating.
100%.
She
Yeah.
said if it's sneaking, Shauna, yeah, yeah. If it's sneaking, it's
It's
cheating.
cheating.
I agree a hundred
Yeah,
percent.
Right.
my bad,
And see, and
Shauna.
the thing
I
about
don't
that
know
is,
why I
bro.
said Shawana.
Hey, bro. The thing is, like, I knew old girl. You know what I'm saying? Like her husband, I would speak to him. He'd speak to me. But what
Great
what what
class,
she
right?
said is 100% right. If you won't have that conversation, like I would go to their house and cook and crawfish and stuff like that. But I agree 100% with you. If you can't do what you would do in front of that person's spouse, then it's cheating.
Yeah, facts. But I got her name all fucked up. I messed it up. I knew as soon as I said it, I said shit. But anyway, Bear, yeah, Bear, he agrees. She said if it's sneaking, it's cheating.
We all agree.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
uh,
agree.
yeah, I think so, man. I think I just don't. and I also think, as far as one person is gonna get a little bit more serious, man.
I don't think
After a
so.
time, I think one person is gonna be like, man, look,
That's why I say, Floyd, it's just how you started. Like, if you already liked that person from the beginning and you went in with something else on your mind, then I feel like you always had that to try to get in good with her, to try to slide
yeah,
in. But if you just genuinely just being nice and genuinely just being a friend, you won't ever cross that line.
it's kind of like one of Erica homeboys that just playing a role to try to be that cool homeboy and to just waiting for his
No,
opportunity
no,
to
no,
holler.
no. So let me. So 100 to this day, like if I had to pick like my close friends, like he is number one. And we met and we got cool at work. We had to pass the vibe check to make sure, like, okay, is this person really cool in the office? Things of that sort. I know the wife. I know the kids. Like we were on FaceTime. Like there was nothing to hide. And the coolest thing about it is that he actually is probably one of the reasons why like I might be extremely more particular. Like when I joke about the committee, like he's somebody that would be on my committee if there's somebody I'm seriously considering for a
Mhm.
long-term relationship. Because it's like knowing him, he's giving me the inside secrets. Like for me, I like to immerse myself more so around married couples and
He's
things of
giving
that
you the
sort.
Steve Harvey game.
Yeah.
See,
I was like, I don't want to be private, but okay. I was like, so I have a good number of close friends who are all married, and then a couple told me they was like, you know what, we don't do the single people, but you can come, you invited. Like even I've had some of my friends tell me that like even though you single, you can always come over, things of that sort. But like he gives me like a good insight, like and be able to learn from them from their relationship. So when I go in and I'm hearing about certain things with like in his relationship and stuff and I'm trying to get like a different mindset, it actually makes me change my train of thought because guess what, I'm not married. So I don't know until I get in that relationship. And
Hmm.
he even has helped me to be like, you know what, I in this situation, I realized I probably would have been a bit more stern and probably would have cut that person off, but I gotta be more open. And that's all from having this close relationship with this person from work who is like I consider him to be like a brother at the end of the day. Like a brother.
Okay.
Really, really cool. And it's like free game. Free game. Like and that's the one thing. If anybody asks me being single or whatever, what is the best advice I would give? For me, I love to surround myself around people who are in healthy, happy relationships. And that doesn't mean that everything is always peachy. Like me and Ken been cool for so many years. He's married. Ken, Floyd, as long as I've come to
Yeah,
know
Ken
you.
introduced me to you, so yes, we've been
Yeah,
cool ever since.
and like me, I've always immersed
And you came
myself
over.
around around couples because the thing is like when you look at the long term, the end game is to be able to have that established connection with someone, but we don't get the instructions on how to get to that point. And so when you get to watch and experience and learn from other couples, it kind of gives you like I'm not gonna say the cheat codes, but it gives you a little bit of a preview of what to expect. And that's when they say marriage is hard. Like, no, it's definitely hard. Like it's truly hard, but you got to stay committed to make it out because there are more good days than bad days. So
Ah, okay.
yeah. So all my married friends are pretty much former coworkers.
Brad, what you thinking about it, man?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you feel, man, if you found out like your girl had a work husband and stuff, man?
I would feel disrespected. I only
Fact,
heard about this
fact.
in this new generation because this did not exist in the '90s.
Mm.
This type of terminology. But I could see how people view it as cheating. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because it's outside of your relationship. So I understand that.
For sure, man. I think before we get out of here, man, I think like Shauna said, I think if it's not discussed with your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend, then I think it's like it's close to cheating. It's damn near cheating. You know what I'm saying? You hiding it, you're not discussing it. Especially if y'all got each other number. Now, if y'all got each other number and y'all texting off work hours and stuff like that, then yeah, that's a little bit that's very disrespectful and stuff like that. But
Mm.
man, I think we go I think we go close shop, man, on this Friday. I know Ken, you had said you was getting over COVID.
Yeah, yeah,
Um
yeah. I had COVID like last week.
Yeah, Addison, he asked a question earlier before we left. He was asking, was Erica single? He said he wasn't trying to holler.
Just wanted to know.
Was
He
not
just
trying to holler. Addison was not trying to holler.
he said he wasn't trying to hold it
He
right. He
wasn't trying
said single disclaimer, not trying to holler.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Erica. Tell that man. Shit, just put it out there.
are you single or not, Erica? Look, for the
My,
people that
I'll put it. My last name is still Collins. That's all we're gonna say.
okay.
Last name is
Mm.
still Collins.
He said, yeah, Addison, you need to tap in, man. We do this every Friday. Actually, we're gonna be doing it next Friday again. So, man, just tap in. Appreciate your
Hey,
comment
man.
and then
Good.
everything. Go ahead, Ken.
What I was gonna say, bro, like I don't know how old Addison is, but I mean this show is pretty much for the mature. But I mean we're older people, and I love to be able to talk to the younger, to the youth. I
Yeah,
mean
for sure
because
though.
some of the things that we talk about, I mean being honest with y'all, y'all gonna face it. Y'all gonna have these things that happen in your life, and
Mm-hmm.
some of these topics y'all may go back and go back to Floyd episode 10. It might be in episode 10, but the information is there for you. Like Cornbread said, good information is hard to find. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't show it, don't pop up
He's
like
a
this
baby.
pop, huh?
29.
Baby.
Oh, okay, well, still young, man. You still, you still
Mm-hmm.
young. But what I'm saying is this podcast. It's not everywhere in the world, but it needs to be. A lot of people could benefit from hearing different perspectives from different men. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? You know,
it's a
we
very like you said, it's a very mature,
yeah, mature
uh,
conversations and
respectful
yeah.
conversation with different opinions.
Opinion, yes. I mean, we all say good things, and we all may have a different viewpoint. But there be somebody out there that view things like bread. There's gonna be somebody out there that view things like me. There's gonna be a young lady that view things like Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be another young man that view things like Floyd. So I'm saying the information is good, and I always wanted to. This was one of my goals, man, because I look at Beaumont, I see the news, I
Mm-hmm.
see different young men getting into trouble, killing
Mm-hmm.
each other, and then when I find out the root of the shit, it be something so small. Had somebody just talked to that young man, had somebody just pointed him into a different direction and told him, you don't have to take that route. Is another route that you can go, man. You don't
Right.
have to pull the trigger. You can actually, you know what I'm saying, have a conversation. My door is open. All of these young men are looking for the same thing, bro, an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Some of
one.
them can't rap, bread. Some of them don't know how to rap.
Right.
Some of them,
Right.
all they know is trouble. All they know is the streets. But if you get any of these young men to actually sit down and talk, I guarantee they gonna pour their heart out, and you gonna be like, damn, bro, it ain't. I didn't know you had all this to say. And then once they start talking, they start really telling you their life, their struggles, their issues, their insecurities. My daddy wasn't there. This and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nobody. They really just be wanting somebody to talk to, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like you said, all they want is attention and
It's
love.
attention, and
And
yeah,
even though we talk about relationships and mental health and all that, what you still talking about, that kid wants attention and love. You know what I'm saying? Like from a male perspective, from a female, for that father figure, they just want attention and somebody that's gonna guide them the right way. And
Right.
they're around so much negativity that they can't get that, and it's unfortunate. And then you see incidents like that on TV where some young man 17, 18, then kills somebody, and now his whole life is
It's
in the
over.
penitentiary. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I ain't gonna be lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Before the show, I was driving home, and the sun was setting, and it was just like beautiful out there.
hmm
And I was just thinking, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just thinking of like those brothers that's just locked up that got life, and they just can't
think of my
see
side.
things
Yeah,
like that. They can't come outside and see those things no more. And people are throwing those things away, small things like that, for small situations, man, that could have been avoided, that could have been talked over, you know what I'm saying, with and somebody, and it could have been your nephew, your niece, or somebody who you could have just took the time out to talk to them, and they could have handled that situation that got them
yeah.
that time in jail. So
And to piggyback off of that, like I've said on this show before, where we often fall short, and I mean, especially in our community, is that the things that we grow up in our environment, we don't really question to think is it normal or not. Like the things that we grew up and saw every day in our own household. Like we need to question everything. Like, okay, is the way that I grew up was actually normal? Like what was it like in other households? Things of that sort. Like what is actually considered normal, which is still subjective at the end of the day. But when you start asking those questions, you find yourself where you're trying to learn more and expand your mindset. Because no offense, like the one thing I used to always joke with Ken about is like there's certain aspects of Beaumont where you have people who thrive in Beaumont and then you have people who just don't, because there's such a small mindset in certain environments. You need to
Yeah,
ask those
yeah.
questions. You need to ask those questions. Be like, is this normal? Just is, and then not for Boma. Just like when you see the generations on the welfare system, the grandma did it, the mama did it, the daughter did it. Like if you
Mhm.
just go down from each one,
Yes.
because no one actively said, is this natural or is this normal or is there more? Is there more outside of what
Hmm.
I grew up in my own household? And that's
Yes.
what I always say. I'm always thankful for my dad, my stepdad, because he taught me a whole different way of living since the age of like almost 5. Like he met my mom 5, and he raised me. What people joke about is like I was raised with Asian tradition and customs, but it made me think on a more broader level, in the sense to where like I wasn't bottled in. Like I didn't always have this aggression, and when it came to like learning about things within our own community, that happened a little bit later. But then I was just like, I was thankful for it because my mind was so open. I didn't feel limited. I didn't feel like I had to fight with oppression, because he fought every day, him and my mom, every day, to keep us from not having to have that mindset. Like we had to prove something, like there were things against us at the end of the day. So
That's
You
just
what's
know,
up. That's
ask
what's
those
up.
questions. Ask those questions.
Before we get out of here, Brad, you want to tell anybody what you tell the people what you got going on, man?
Double Jeopardy is the next album coming out. The Breademic documentary is also coming out. The
Hmm.
book Days of Way Back is also coming.
Okay.
Unpopular Honesty Thursday nights, BMT Tuesday nights, 7 p.m.
Okay.
And about to hit that road and do some more performances, man. So look out, man. You
Oh,
know,
you hitting the
it's
road?
going
You on
on.
the road?
Yeah, yeah, man. You know, they want your boy back on stage, man. You know,
Okay.
and
All right.
you know, hey, man, I got to give them what they want. It's showtime now. So, hey, man, be on the lookout, man.
That's what's up. Erica, what's up with you?
So life has been life, and y'all know in the background.
Life has been life.
So the podcast launch got postponed, but I am going to go
For
ahead
sure.
and push it for next month. So for Confession Scarlet Letter, which, as we know, Floyd podcast is really big on like relationships and things of that sort. Mine is more like on self work, just the individual themselves, things of that sort, with fun topics. So I'm back at it, and I'm excited to get that series started, which will be called "It Didn't Start with You," and that will be next month.
And before I get to you, Ken, the podcast is about relationships, but me and Ken, we have several conversations off of here, and it's more subjected towards the youth. And I think like we need to have more I think those conversations that we have on the phone need to be addressed as far as like on the podcast. So yeah, we're gonna start, diving into like, what I'm saying, as far as youth and mental health and depression and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just open it up to more, because I ain't gonna lie, we be having some great conversations, bro. That I'll be like,
bro.
this shit
No,
is like it's just therapeutic and stuff. So we definitely go make that happen. But Ken, man, what you got going on, man, before we get on out of here, man?
hey, bro. Well, main thing with me, man, you pretty much touched on something that's a passion of mine, man. I want to try to make an impact. I don't know how
Hmm.
much time I'm on this earth, but I feel the biggest impact for me to make is with the youth. You know what I'm saying? How I am with my children. I thank God every day that I'm able to be a good father figure, but I want to reach out further than just my circle. I want to, what I'm saying, impact people that, what I'm saying, that don't have a father in their life, that's lost. I'm probably going to reach out to AJ Turner and, come up with some ideas and tell them how we can impact the community better, because those are things that I had a passion for at an early age, man. Of how can I help the next generation? And it's killing me every day, and a lot of people that know me on Facebook, I'm always passionate about my town, my area, where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? But I can only impact my place before I can make a global impact. So let me start with Beaumont first before I can kind of move on to anywhere else. Let me start in my hometown because shit, that's my passion. But also, I mean, I want to get back to designing clothes and
Yeah, you was doing your
my
clothing
art.
thing for a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time.
So
Like
I'm,
me,
I'm
like me.
Yeah, I want to get back to that. That's a passion for me as well, and so I want to start picking up my paintbrush and painting. Those are things that I've been thinking about. As I go to 41, I got to find some things to do with
Oh,
my
you are.
time. And yeah, I know. Now that I'm making
Dang.
41, man, I want to do some things like that, and just to clear my mind, man. And time waits on nobody, man.
Yeah, hey Ken, Alpha Dean, yeah, you should link up with him. We did something last year as we did like a community, we fed the kids and stuff like that. He came out there, he has like a football league and team that for kids and stuff like that. He does a lot of stuff with the community too. And Alpha Dean, I think I still got your number, bro. I'm gonna inbox you, man, because I want to talk to you about a few things too.
Yeah, bro. And like, I
Um,
don't know, bro. I don't know if I told you, like, I was coaching like a little league team, a little T-ball team,
mhm.
and then I coached the coach pitch league. And I didn't go out there with the expectation of coaching, but the impact and seeing how much other people didn't know, like parents, they had other people out there. They was looking for volunteers. Nobody wanted to volunteer. And then whenever they did find somebody to do what you paying this money for your child to go out there and play baseball,
Mhm.
you expect him to learn something. You expect him to at least come out different than how he went in.
Yeah.
So that's what made me say, you know what, man, let me go and do this because my child was out there playing. The coaches was damn near not teaching them nothing. I mean, it was like, nah, man, let me at least give y'all something. If I have just a little bit to give y'all to make y'all a little bit better than what y'all went in, that was my goal. So I want to get back to that, man.
For sure. And I think we go talk about a little bit more of that on the next show on next Friday, man. So y'all tune in. But man, I appreciate y'all for coming on this Friday and rocking out with your boy Bread, Ken, Erica, as usual. I appreciate y'all for coming on the show, man.
All right, bro, it's
I
good.
appreciate you too, brother.
All right, man.
All
Y'all
right.
be safe out there. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend.
All right, you do the
All right,
same, bro. All right,
peace.
All
peace.
right, bet.
Later.
All right, y'all. That was the show, man. That was episode 146. And I think episode 147, I think we go dive in, man. We go dive in and we go talk about, you know what I'm saying, our brothers out there, man, how we communicate, uh how can we keep our youth out of trouble? Some things we can do as far as men, you know what I'm saying, to and change a lot of things that's going on and stuff like that. Alpha Dean, I'm gonna get with you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get with my boy Bal. I'm gonna get with Ken, and I can see if we can have like an all men panel, and we could discuss some men topics to see, you know what I'm saying, what went wrong and where we can go right with it and stuff like that. But man, I appreciate y'all for you know what I'm saying, chopping it up with your boy on this Friday, man. I'm hoping y'all have a great weekend out there. And we gonna do this again next week, man. And I hope to see y'all again next week. And if y'all want to call in, the number's gonna be down there below. It's not down there below right now, but it will be down there below next Friday. And I'll see y'all then, man. Y'all be safe, y'all be blessed, y'all be 100.